Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. Before I get started, I'd like to take a minute to thank everyone for all the responses on my 100th video, my last video. I truly appreciate it. When I decided what I wanted to do for my 100th video, I really did want to just express to everybody what I define as the Guns and Gear channel, what I have truly enjoyed on the time that I've been on YouTube. It's really been great. A lot of great folks out there, and I truly appreciate our interaction. And actually, that leads me up to this video right here. OilTheGun, and he's a guy who I mentioned in that video, and I gotta tell you, he's just a great guy, and I really enjoy conversing with him back and forth in comments and PMs, things of that nature. He put up a video the other day on the perfect packing pistol. Okay, and in his video he talked about John Taffin, who is credited with coining the phrase long time ago. And he is an author who has wrote very many articles in a lot of the gun magazines over the years. At any rate, the perfect packing pistol is a concept that's probably been around as long as we've had handguns. But in the last 20, 30, 40 years, it's probably been more refined. And then when John Taffin coined the phrase probably 20, 25 years ago, it really has taken off. And I got to admit, 20 plus years ago, I became fascinated with the quest for the perfect packing pistol. I tell you what, that's kind of hard to say all the time. I know I'm going to mess that up. At any rate, when I'll go ahead and give you my slightly different definition of what that gun looks like. For me, I've always thought of the perfect packing pistol as being a field gun. Okay, a gun that I would wear when I'm camping, a gun that I've taken along with me when I'm hunting, backpacking, maybe fishing on a river or lake that's sort of secluded out in the woods. That's maybe just a day hike, but for me it's more like a field gun. Okay, and so therefore it has some different requirements than, say, a gun that you would carry for your CCW. Okay, I don't really use my CCW concept or thought process when choosing or when trying to find the perfect packing pistol. Now, the perfect packing pistol to me is a defensive arm. Okay, but because I'm out in the woods, it has a different definition. Okay, because the attacker scenario could be quite different. It could be an animal. All right. Now, when you think about what gun fits that niche under the definition of it being a defensive pistol, you've got to think about what is the toughest attacker that you may try to stop. If you're in Alaska, of course, it may be a grizzly bear or a moose, right? And I would be looking at a gun in, 454 Casull, or maybe the two monster X-frame Smith & Wessons and 460 or 500 Smith & Wessons. Maybe a custom gun like a 500 Lindball, or a 44 Magnum with some pretty stout loads in it. Those would be the type of guns that you would need to defend yourself against large critters like a bear or a moose, right? Now, you always prepare for the worst, and then you can apply it to a lesser threat, right? So if I'm fishing, a salmon stream in Alaska, and it's a man that attacks me, the 500 Smith & Wesson will get it done, right? Now, that's not the gun I'm going to strap on my hip and go to my local 7-Eleven, but that's a different concept altogether. So here where I live, the toughest threat for me to try to stop is going to be something like a bear, a black bear, or a feral hog. Those are probably going to be the toughest threats for me to stop. So that's what I keep in mind when on the quest for the perfect packing pistol. All right, now OilTheGun also suggested some of John Taffin's specifications for the gun, having a 4 to 5 inch barrel. And I got to admit, I've kind of have a different opinion on that as mostly a defensive arm. And then if I just want to plink with it or whatever, that's fine and good. But I will allow shorter barrel guns to fit that role to me. And of course, you know, if you decide to join the quest, you may tweak the definition of that perfect packing pistol to suit you and your needs and your situation. And that's exactly the way it should be, and that's kind of sort of what makes it so fun. All right, so I got some guns laid out on the table here, and so let's go ahead and take a look at them. Now the first up here is a Ruger Blackhawk, and this is in .357 Magnum. And this sort of fits the quintessential perfect packing pistol that John Taffin often talks about, although his guns are usually in .44 Special, .45 Colt, you know, calibers of that nature, not .357 Magnum. But for me and where I live and for my use, this would be an excellent choice. Now this happens to be, and I hope this shows up, this happens to be the 50th anniversary Blackhawk, and it was designed as sort of a retro pistol, the old flat tops that Ruger used to make and that are beloved by many Ruger collectors today. Now the .357 Magnum is an adequate round for my definition of the perfect packing pistol. Okay, and that's because if you use 180 grain hard cast or 200 grain hard cast ammo in this gun, you will have the penetration and the power to stop something like a great big old feral hog or a black bear. Okay, so it is adequate for that. And here's another .357 Magnum here, and this is also a Ruger. This is an SP101. Okay, now this is just a little 5-shooter, and it has a 3-inch barrel. But again, as a defensive arm, I'm not going to be shooting at 50 or 100 yards. It'll be much more up close and personal. And so therefore the velocity loss is sort of mitigated a little bit. All right, now another revolver, and I don't know if I've showed this in a video or not, but I bought this gun specifically on that quest to find the perfect packing pistol. Now this is a Taurus 441, and it's a 3-inch 44 Special. Okay, and it's a 5-shooter. Okay, now this is a great little gun to carry around in the woods with you, and 44 Special is a excellent round that fits that niche. Now I've showed this gun over here quite a bit in my videos, and I really like this gun, and this is another gun that I bought specifically to fit that niche of a perfect packing pistol. Man, that's hard to spit out. And this is a Smith & Wesson Night Guard series, and it is also a 44 Special. Okay, this is a very lightweight, small gun that you can just carry all day and have a lot of fun shooting it, and it's there for protection if you should so need it. Now 44 Special, to me, the 44 Special and the 45 Long Colt are excellent chamberings, and I really think it's a shame that most folks think that they're antiquated, and therefore there's not very many gun manufacturers producing guns in those calibers. And you know, folks are missing out on some really effective firearms, because quite frankly the 44 Special and the 45 Long Colt, they're big, slow, but very effective bullets, and fits the niche of the perfect packing pistol quite nicely. Now you will notice that I have some semi-automatics here. Now this is a gun right here that you know, I don't really call this a perfect packing pistol. This is a gun for CCW. This is the Car TP40, and this is a larger frame, or longer frame I should say, 4-inch barrel and slide, but 40 Smith & Wesson single stack magazine. And whereas it is a highly concealable gun, it wouldn't be your first choice for being in the wilderness. Now with that being said, I also talked about camping, right? And you may be camping in a campground, and if you're in a campground, you are less likely to run into something like a feral hog or a bear or something of that nature, right? Your threat therefore assessment therefore changes a little bit back to CCW and defending yourself against other people. And you know, quite frankly, we do most of our camping in the spring and summer and fall, right? So lighter clothing is usually worn, and under that situation, this would be a fine gun to carry with you when you went camping. Just like my current carrying firearm right now, the gun that I'm CCWing, is this Smith & Wesson M&P 45 Compact. Excellent gun, I really like it. The 45 ACP is a round that is kind of teetering on the effectiveness for what I want for a perfect packing pistol. Alright, they do make some pretty stout rounds that would probably allow that gun to fit that niche a little bit more effectively, but I don't normally look at the 45 ACP in that fashion. Other people may, and that's just fine. This is just my opinions over the years on this quest. Now, you know, I'm not going to put a bunch of guns on a table and talk about camping and hunting and fishing and the sidearms that you use and carry in those times and not show you a 10mm. Now, I've showed a lot of my 10mm several times in my videos, but here's one that I haven't shown that often, so I decided to lay it on the table. And this gun right here, I bought specifically again to fit that niche of a perfect packing pistol. This is the Glock 29. And I gotta tell you, I got this thing in a horse trade back in November, and I really like this gun. The more I shoot it, the more I like it. It's a great little gun, and 10mm is a great cartridge, and I'm not going to go into very much detail on that. I do have a couple of videos up about that just to let you guys know that I am a 10mm fan. Okay? Well, this is a response video, sort of. It was a video that I was planning to do anyway. OilTheGun, as usual, he comes out with some really great ideas for other folks to get involved and take part in. And so, in support of him making this video, please go and check him out. Great guy. And thank you for watching. And just remember, shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.